and it's 6 years since the Ospreys won away in the European Cup.
Yeah, thank you.
There's Sam Underhill. Huge expectations on young shoulders, but he's smiling and he's relishing the challenge by the look of things. A fascinating 80 minutes in front of us as we separate the men from the boys in Pool 2. The Ospreys now, of course, trying to uphold the pride of the Pro 12. We've never had a European Cup quarter-final lineup without an Irish, Welsh or Scottish representative. And we're underway. Perhaps a little knock-on from Exeter from the kick-off, and a chance for Brendan Leonard to organise. The first touch for the talisman, the heartbeat of the Ospreys side, Alan Wynne-Jones. I mentioned the national dual contract, which has given such a boost to the region and indeed to Welsh rugby as a whole. Taken in by Yendall, club captain this year. Luke Cowan-Dickey still unavailable at the moment to Rob Baxter, though he will be joining England, and the opening penalty has gone the way of the home side.
We should see the intent here from Exeter as well. Very kickable from the 10-metre line, particularly in these conditions for Steenson. But what are Exeter come here to do? Looks like they've come here to play some rugby.
Well, talking to him in advance of this match, he was just very keen that they gave a good account of themselves with nothing on the line, and that's not always an easy situation for a coach to try to get all of his players in the right headspace for a match of this kind of nature.
No, but I think it's, you know, as a player as well, it's nice the shackles are off, just go out and play. I think it's imperative for the Ospreys. You know, they've started really poorly away from home in there against Clermont and Bordeaux, got themselves back into the game in the end. They need to start well today.
You happy? Okay, carry on.
Opening line out of the match, the driving game of the Chiefs has been a feature of their success in the Premiership, where they're lying second in the table, been putting together some excellent performances. Jerome Garces has found fault with the Ospreys, and away goes Waldrum with the try line in sight. Been scoring for fun this season, 8 tries in all for the big number 8. Yendall's that close. Start full of meaning, full of purpose from the Exeter Chiefs, and they've scored within 3 minutes.
Couldn't wish for a worse start from the Ospreys. We're penalised for defending the line out. Thomas Waldron kept his wits, quick tap and go. I think, like Austin said, they've come to play.
Yeah, he knows where the try line is, Thomas Waldron, doesn't it? This is never going to anyone else. White line fever, he's certainly got. He's had it for the past 2 years.
Yeah, too early.
And he gets Exeter on the front foot and they drive over. It's a great start for Exeter. There's also been a great start for Clermont. I'll show you that in a minute.
Yeah, we'll be bringing you all the tries from France. Don Armand looks to be the man to be credited with the score. Well, few know the vagaries of Sandy Park like Gareth Steenson, and that is the ideal start for Rob Baxter's men.
It certainly is, but it took them 3 minutes to score. They eventually kept round the corner and get over the try line, unlike the guys over in Clermont, who didn't even need 1 minute to get on the scoreboard. Good news, actually, for Welsh rugby.
I think it might be Kai Horseman, actually, who came up trumps on the try front there for the Chiefs. Regardless, they've got a little bit of a platform to work with now in the early exchanges, and James Short lets fly, taken in by Tipperick. And this is Dan Evans, who's been in excellent form for the Ospreys this season, particularly in Europe, and that's a fine kick, Martin.
Yeah, it's a great kick. Real underrated player, Dan Evans. Maybe not the quickest fullback you'll see, but he's got a great left foot. Doesn't make many mistakes, and you know, Steve Tandy's team talk has gone out the window in the first 3 minutes. You can guarantee you come away from home, it's all about let's have a big start.
Numbers white.
And they really gifted Exeter, really. A soft penalty earlier on, allowed them to go to the corner, and they've taken advantage, so credit to Exeter.
It's that old military saying, isn't it? The no plan survives first contact with the enemy. You've got to have plans B, C and D all ready.
I mentioned earlier, I think they have shown in the Ospreys, though, they'll keep going right till the very end. There's obviously a lot more riding on this game, really, than for Exeter.
Austin.
Well, there's been a good start here, but not quite as good as it's been over in Clermont. There's an early try for Jonathan Davis. They gave him a 7-0 lead, and then Nakataki manages to score to take the lead to 14-0, and there's only been 3 minutes gone. So those people that thought Bordeaux could win over there were somewhat misguided. That is going to be an absolute cricket score there today.
Nakataki on target for Clermont. An inconsistent campaign, of course, yet to get across the line and win themselves the big one.
No stability here.
Been so close.
No.
So scrum time, and for the Ospreys a change in the front row this week with Dimitri Ahip on the tight head, the Moldovan prop who's been so successful for them this season, has become very, very popular, Martin, hasn't he? They're calling him Dimitri.
Yeah, he's come from left field, really. Everybody questioned why the Ospreys signing a Moldovan tight head prop, but he's been outstanding in the loose as well. He really does get round the park. And something they pride themselves on, the Ospreys, is scrum.
Good pick up here from King, and Leonard is tearing towards the try line. The tackle is a good one from short. He's not making an awful lot of effort to move away. And perhaps was lucky to get away with that for the time being. I think Jerome Garces is on his case, though. Bigger, caught early by Armand. And Exeter know they've got to shut him down quick this afternoon. He is the puppeteer. Matabesi, once of this parish, of course. Spent a couple of seasons down here in Devon. Leonard. Here's the New Zealander again, releasing him up the middle. Oh, that's powerful work. Really powerful work from Dirksen. I think he's wriggled his way all the way to the line. He had an awful lot to do. Leg drive and upper body power has seen him there.
Well, it's also the line that he picks off Leonard. He picks a really good blindside line, so he gets to the inside shoulder. All started from this right-hand shoulder on the scrum. Kai Osman can't get off. Leonard almost gets to the line. They recycle, go through a couple of phases. You just think that Exeter forced them back, but then it's an excellent line picked. Does he get there? Yes, he does.
That's what Dirksen brings you, you know, he's... mentioned Dan Evans earlier, not the quickest of the back threes, the Ospreys, but he won't die wondering. Hanno Dirksen just runs his weight, so physical. Struggled over the last 18 months with injuries, but he's been in great form for the last 5 or 6 weeks. That's a great response from the Ospreys.
And now the familiar routine. And the full 7 from the Ospreys. There's the response from Steve Tandy's men. He's looking pretty calm. I'm guessing that the heart rate might be going a little bit. Hanno Dirksen with the try.
It's that out to in line, stays really wide, arcs to the ball. Difficult for the close defenders to see him come in. Always gets you on the front foot.
And a loose ball, dangerous for the Ospreys. Lewis has seen the hole, and Lewis has gone through the hole, and here's Woodburn to continue the motion. Nice work from the chief scrum half, getting a rare run out. Will Chudley has been the man at 9 for Exeter this season, given a weekend off. Witten stepping. Yendel feeding Armand. It's pulled 2 as it stands. A little early for the permutations as the Chiefs attack once more. Campagnaro snared by Tipperick. Really good tackle. Good contest over the ball as well by the Welsh region, but here comes Waldrum again, and Exeter bearing down on that try line.
Back to white.
Looks like this is a game with plenty of scores in it. Parling to within a metre. Another meaningful burst. Pile of bodies. Waldrum's after it again. Look at him. He's in there burrowing. He fancies it. Waldrum! He's got it! Of course he has. Very few managed to stop Thomas Waldrum from that sort of distance.
The defence is optional today for both teams. All come from a loose kick-off again. Dave Lewis has picked it up. Great footwork on Scott Baldwin to stand Scott Baldwin up. And then it's just ball retention. They've been patient, Exeter. They've kept the ball. You know, noticeable, the Ospreys again, very little pressure in the contact area to slow Exeter's ball down. And that man Waldron again, basically unstoppable, isn't he, from 2 metres out. Sam Underhill's probably just gone too high there. Wrong body position, and Waldron, just the momentum's taking him over.
Yeah, it's a latch as well, isn't it, from Johnny Hill on the top of him, giving the extra weight. It's simple physics. When you're that heavy and your centre of gravity is that low, you're almost impossible to stop from 5 metres out. There's so many dog legs in the Ospreys defence at the minute. People moving at different speeds, offering different opportunities. Like you said, I love these last weekends where everyone plays at the same time, all the shackles of pressure come off, and you just go out and play rugby. It's great to watch.
3 tries in 11 minutes. And Waldrum with his 9th of the season in all, at his hungriest with the try line within sight. Well, also when the biscuits are in sight. I think the Leicester food bill's gone down a little bit since he moved to these parts, but really enjoying his rugby in Devon, Thomas Waldrum, playing some of his very best stuff, as is James Short, carving through, and the tackling is weak here from the Ospreys. Finally, the defensive line reorganises.
I think weak is being kind, Alice. It's non-existent at the minute.
Oh, it is now.
That was less kind. That was properly meaningful, and it came from Sam Underhill.
Yeah, didn't go too high that time.
Dolman. And now the physicality from the Ospreys. Just about 10 minutes too late, but they found it. Tipperick and Leonard combining for that one. The burst from Johnny Hill, made his European debut last week for the Chiefs. Steenson, he's going to enjoy running this sort of game, this kind of open game. In goes Alec Hepburn, dug out by Waldrum, and Steenson's off again. Tackle from Arhip. Parling. Chiefs building through the phases now. Inside ball from Lewis, kept alive by Witten. Steenson is there. And puts boot to ball. That's clever. It's a really good kick. Just making sure that all the pressure is heaped inside the Ospreys 22.
Yeah, it's a lovely play from Steenson, with Sexton going off yesterday as well with what looked like concussion. I think Ireland could do worse and take a proper look at Steenson. He makes good decisions. He's got a real high percentage from the tee. He's playing some of the best rugby of his career at the minute.
First line out for the Ospreys. Not clean, but tidied. Leonard to the rescue. Former All Black scrum half. Played a really physical game last week, Leonard, against the Clermont side. Really looked like an auxiliary flanker last week.
Back. Full white, stop, thank you.
Woodburn. Dolman. Well met by Underhill and Matavesi. Armand. Waldrum straight through the middle. We have
range, blocking the player.
I think it's Jack Endel, he's penalised for taking Scott Baldwin out of the ruck. Clever play from Scott Baldwin as well. Always throw your arms up to bring the referee's attention. Well, I think he's unlucky there. I think Yendel's just cleaned Scott Baldwin out.
Yes.
And the referee's bought the appeal from Scott Baldwin.
Well, there are certainly holes in the defensive line.
Yeah, I think Sam Underhill, you know, last 2 hits he's made has tried to kind of inspire the Ospreys. And it's amazing when you get one big hit, kind of lifts the team, the whole team. So I think it's just the organisation of the defence. They look a bit like Austin said earlier, you know, those dog legs, plenty of gas for Exeter, and they're the type of team that will expose you.
Well, this is what Sam Underhill brings. The physicality in the tackle and then the competition over the ball as well, at which he's becoming expert. Early days, but some talent.
I think, you know, the Ospreys were warming up right by the side of the studio earlier, and that's something they were really struggling on, the earlier overthrows and line-outs. The drills weren't going well. That's 2 now, 1 close to the line, and this one there over the top.
Oz.
Yeah, there's been another try over in Clermont, and it's for Bordeaux. Bota manages to score. Bordeaux getting a power game going, keeping it tight with the forwards to get over the line. Back in it. Maybe it's not going to be a cricket
The
storm.
last was good.
Probably
The
is,
first was
but
bad.
let's give it a little bit of hope.
Well, both innings.
14-7 over there as well.
Tries are plenty in Pool 2. This fascinatingly poised Pool 2. Any one of the 4 could qualify.
Yes, 9. Stay, don't change your
Claremont
mind.
defeats in Swansea and here in Exeter really threw the pool open, perhaps a little unexpectedly.
Stay.
Waldron for Lewis and Witten. Lewis on the loop. That's nicely worked by Exeter, and Short is running a nice arc as well.
Stay on.
Really slick, fluent back play from the Chiefs. Ali Heifer, of course, the man in charge of the Exeter back division. Steenson, Witten, Campagnaro. Well met by Baldwin. Waldron coming at pace all the time.
And it's, yeah, very noticeable for me that the Ospreys are not getting any pressure in the contact area. The ball is so clean for Dave Lewis. And that's so much easier to attack from and so much more difficult to defend. You think with Tippering, Sam Underhill on there, guys who will contest the breakdown, they will slow it down, but at the moment it's all Exeter.
One of the problems for Ospreys is, and they can't get any guys over the breakdown, is because they've got no line speed close to the ruck. So all their line speed comes out wide. As you can see, they're trying to force Exeter back on the inside. What that means is they get not enough numbers to make the tackle, but also to get over the ball. Exeter having a real free run of it at the minute. So many. Spratt taping out the line. Matavesi. The midfield is really, really loose, and that's what's really damaging Ospreys' defence. Back row are working exceptionally hard, but they're having to, because they've got no line speed.
It's going to end up playing into Exeter's hands, this sort of broken field. There's Pool 2 as we are at the moment, with Clermont leading against Bordeaux and therefore top of the pool on 18 points, and they would progress as pool winners. So there's the top 8 for the time being.
Not looking good for the Celtic nations in that
Not so
table
much
just
this
stood
time
then, was there?
around.
No. Desperate to get the Ospreys in there from a Pro 12 point of view. It's pretty dimly. It's turning into an Anglo-French competition at the minute.
Yeah, it must be really disappointing.
Yeah, you are, Oz, here. Tell me.
So there's a couple of injured parties. Noel will be joining England because he's deemed fit enough to do that. Dave Ewers has got to wait a little longer before he's fully fit. But, Chiefs have been struck in a number of key areas actually, but their squad depth growing all the time. And the man on the ball here is indicative of that. Don Armand has really come into his own in this season. And Exeter again within 5 metres of the try line. Lewis wants it. Decision to go on his own, not necessarily a rewarding one. There's a little bit more bite to the defensive work from the Ospreys, and they won the penalty as a result, drawn it through the intensity of their defensive work.
Yeah, they mix up well, Exeter. They've got that weapon in the driving line out. As we've seen earlier on, they can put width on it as well. I think Thomas Walden that time got a little bit excited at the contact area to clean out and just flown over the top of the ruck. Bit of relief for the Ospreys.
Bigger tucks it safely away. A dead leg last week for Dan Bigger. Happily, a lot of ice has solved that particular problem.
I think this is the penalty. Waldron, you see, just going off his feet.
Baldwin picking out Alan Wynne-Jones. Leonard for Underhill. Baldwin again. Carrying hard. Started all Wales's games at the Rugby World Cup. Leonard for Bigger. That's high, but it's being held up in the breeze. Brilliantly claimed by Short, who's in space. And Lewis tries to get the ball away. It's gone forwards.
He's had a cracking start to the game, Short, hasn't he, making breaks. This is brilliant technique, the way he just keeps his eye on the ball, gets the inside knee up, using the defender to climb on. That's textbook. Just unfortunate then that the chest net ball pass doesn't quite come off to Lewis. Goes forward. It's been a good signing for Exeter.
And Dirkson's really struggling as well. His right ankle's really heavily taped when he's gone and scored. It just seemed on that chase from that kick from Bigger, then he was hobbling up.
Again, good
There's
attitude.
the try scorer, Hanno Dirksen. Comes from good stock. His uncle played for South Africa in the 60s, played against the British Lions in 67. Wales qualified though now, Hanno Dirksen.
Sit. Stay.
Bigger. Evans. Here's Phil Dolman. He's going to find open grass. And that does not look terribly promising. Alan Wynne-Jones fell rather awkwardly there for a moment. I thought he'd taken a nasty bang to the head.
I think he's had a knee to the head, he'd be up okay. I think it was a knee to the head and he's gone down.
The way he fell,
yeah, the way he fell, you
suggested,
see, he just got his neck in an awkward position. He is one man the Ospreys cannot afford to come off that part.
Well, he's the ultimate warrior, isn't he? Alan Wynne-Jones. So key to Ospreys' success, to Welsh success.
Tell the Welsh management are watching this, their hearts are in their mouths every time if he goes down into Blease fight. May have to go off for a injury assessment to the head.
Captain, please have a look.
Yeah, the decision is about to be made on that front, and yeah, he's being led away. So Austin, more news from Clermont.
Yeah, I told you Clermont would really take control of this game, and they have by letting Bordeaux score again. It's Tawi Fifanua who, again, forward power. The Bordeaux pack are really getting on top. Like you said, I didn't see it. I thought Clermont would absolutely spank.
You went early there, Austin. You went early.
But yeah, Bordeaux are right back in it.
Still an hour to go, and in the meantime, Rory Thornton is onto the field in place of Alan Wynne-Jones just for the time being, while the head injury assessment takes place. A little bit of taping required for Lloyd Ashley as well, who's been excellent in this campaign. Top tackler in the Champions Cup for the Ospreys in this season. Made 23 of them last week, and he's been something of an unsung hero, Martin, hasn't he?
Completely is. Obviously, when Alan Wynne's in the second row with you, Alan Wynne-Jones seems to get all the plaudits. Lloyd Ashley, real unsung hero, young player, huge future. Just a real grafter, you know, does so much hard unseen work for the Ospreys. Dirksen's.
Yeah, Hanno Dirksen looks like he's struggling. You might have to call it quits. So Sam Davis is on, and that is a hugely disappointing moment for Dirksen, having scored his try and looked so threatening in the early stages. Sam Davis is on after a very successful week against Clermont, coming on when Dan Bigger had to remove himself. 4 penalties and a drop goal. Looked very cool, very composed.
It'll be very interesting to see how they rearrange their backline, the Ospreys, whether they move Dan Evans onto the right wing and Sam Davies plays 15.
It's looking a little bit as if that is what's going to happen, as Evans is occupying that right wing slot at the moment. Dolman puts boot to ball, and he's found touch as well. Another one of those kind of slightly underrated players, Phil Dolman, the likes of James Short, probably indicative of
Keep the line, please.
the Rob Baxter recruitment policy. He's seen something that perhaps other coaches haven't.
You know, from the outside, you just look at Exeter in awe. You know, what they've created down here is a fabulous squad of players now, and I think they are well strong enough as a squad. You saw what they've done in Bordeaux last week to get to the quarterfinals.
And that ball secured by the fingertips of Lloyd Ashley. Leonard is going to launch to the short side. James King. This one a tester for Woodburn. Bundled backwards. And again, good competition for the ball from Sam Underhill, having made the hit, quickly up, looking to scavenge.
No, stay.
Well taken on the run by Leonard. Sensing there might just be an opportunity through the middle. And Armand is there. Spratt looking to release Walker, who's spilt it. Did it go backwards? No. Shame.
It's a shame, actually, but it's good play by Ospreys because they're eating up the clock. And this wind is getting progressively stronger and stronger, and it's right at the back of Exeter. If Ospreys turn around just 7 points down, they'll be quite happy.
They'll be pretty happy to see this guy coming back on as well. Yeah, the breeze just didn't seem to be that much of a factor when we kicked off, but definitely feel that it's picked up. So away goes Rory Thornton. Plenty more game time to come for him in the future, just 20 years old.
I think the Ospreys need to step up a little bit physically. You know, at the minute, Sam Underhill's put in 3 or 4 fantastic hits in. But at the moment, for me, Exeter just edging that physicality battle, the gain line, contact area. Something the Ospreys really pride themselves on is that part of the game.
Crouch. Bind. Set. No. No, no. The reason is you don't have space. So you pre-engage, both teams pre-engage. Don't pre-engage, both teams. I trust you in this side, okay? I stay here.
Paul James on the Ospreys loose head. Rejoined Ospreys for a second spell after 3 seasons with Bath. Just the kind of wizened, wily old pro to try to get the better of the Chiefs this afternoon, but it is Exeter's ball, and Waldrom's done well to get that away. And here's Steenson trying to weave a passage through the traffic. Not Lewis's best pass. Whitten is to try and make the most of it before finding Spratt.
Yeah, I think he's penalised Paul James for coming around the outside. He's playing advantage there.
Yep, taking us all the way back to the scrummaging point. It was an area that that happened a lot when he was with Bath. A lot of referees seem to take against him, Paul James.
Yeah, look, he's one of the best scrummaging loose heads about, so I think Austin knows about as much as me about scrummaging, so we just move on from that one.
Actually, I've become a bit of an expert over the past few seasons with the Aviva Premiership. You get to see quite a lot of them. I think it's big guys pushing and then falling.
Ball secured by Johnny Hill. Ospreys using the touchline as their friend, but Waldrum has kept it in field. Lewis for Armand. And there's a much greater intensity to the Ospreys' defensive work now. The opening 10 minutes or so, they were really loose, allowed far too much freedom over the ball. Hepburn, Armand. We're inside the 22 here, Exeter. Hill. Lewis, Waldrum, taken by Matavesi. Quickly onwards from Horseman to Short. Sam Davis makes the tackle. Armand again. Julian Salvi given the weekend off this time around. Waldrum carrying endlessly. Steenson. Into the 10th phase of possession. Yendel. Tipperick in there trying to snaffle the ball. Waldrum again. As the crowd find their voice. Hepburn. Good drive from Alec Hepburn, and that is strong work over the ball from the Ospreys.
Paul James, absolutely brilliant over the ball, rode the tackle, got in the low position, that low centre of gravity that you get from scrimmaging all those years.
You lose the control of your body.
Absolute brilliant turnover.
So it's better to release.
Exeter just looked like they were getting on the front foot. Really good carry from Hepburn, but watch, James, around the right-hand side of your picture. There he goes, straight over, hands on the ball. Well played.
That was a vital intervention from the loose head. 12 phases of possession from the Chiefs, and a good bit of punch from Hepburn as well up the middle. But now a little bit of relief for the Welshman.
Time off.
Okay, so it's now Thornton's time again.
Lloyd Ashley this time, I think, with a knee.
It's Lloyd Ashley who's coming off, and he's not moving terribly freely either.
I think it's on left knee that they were trying to strap up earlier, but it's a big blow, you know, Ashley and Dirksen. With only 28 minutes of the game gone.
Stay.
Dolman has Short on the outside. That's good communication between the fullback and the winger, talking to each other as the ball hung in the air. Horseman. And held up well by Tipperick. For long enough? Maybe not. Yendel. Waldrum in to help clear out.
Back, 3 wide.
Slow ball. It's marked easily by Leonard. Just a little bit too much distance on the Lewis kick.
Much better from the Ospreys in defence, though. Physicality, Tipperick holding up Horseman. They didn't win the turnover, but just slowed the ball down. And first 15 minutes of the game, you know, the Ospreys were asleep. It was just so easy for Exeter, but they do seem to have got themselves back into this game instead of the physicality.
See how hard Dan Biggar hit that ball, and how the distance is really not what he was after. That probably is the best way we can illustrate the strength of the wind out there right now, as Underhill goes on a little charge up to halfway. Biggar. Matavesi, inside ball for King, in space, carving his way through. James King, he's got support from Leonard, and that's gone forwards. Short with the important intervention defensively, and away comes Woodburn, and Exeter love this counter-attacking style.
Dolman's down, great defence from Short to stop that. It was almost a certain try for the Ospreys, had he not.
Here's Davis, again having to really give it some hoof, but it's out on the full from outside the 22. That's Phil Dolman, which will be a sight of some anxiety to Chiefs fans.
Not had much fortune this year with injuries, have they? Looks like a really bad gash to his knee, maybe.
Some big names have gone down, the likes of Mitch Lees, Damien Welch, Henry Slade, Dave Ewers, Jack Knoll, Luke Cowan-Dickie. No matter how deep your squad, you're going to really miss players of that kind of calibre. Dolman we can add to that list. So that's how we are at the moment in Pool 2.
Keep your time, 15.
Yeah, let's blow up now, is it, and go into the quarterfinals. We take the Ospreys on top. I say this wind is going to play a huge part, particularly with guys like Dan Biggar and Sam Davis.
He's taken a knee, hasn't he, into the sort of appendix area, lower rib. Such good defence by Short. Went early on the 2-on-1. Picked right. Sometimes you do that. You see a dummy, you look like a fool, but when you don't, you pick the pass right. As he breaks through here, it's a lovely break as well. Nice pass from Biggar to the outside. Ball back inside. And then Leonard's away. He just timed the pass. He's just given a little bit too early. Short picks him out. Puts in a good hit. Qualifies for England, Short. I think England could do. The injury problems they've got with their wingers could do worse than have had another look at him. I've always rated him when he was at Saracens. Very abrasive, good ball carrier. Went to Irish, sort of disappeared for a year. Now Exeter are getting the best out of him.
Yep, had a short spell at Wasps as well, didn't he? So he's been around the block, taking a little bit of time to settle properly. Dolman happily is back on his feet. And it's a nice line-out ball for the Chiefs to work with. And Campagnaro driving hard up towards the 22, the Italian international. Hill for Lewis, who perhaps wasn't expecting it, and it's been stolen by Paul James, who's really putting it about.
Advantage white for the knock-on.
Biggar. Tipperick.
Advantage while the pressure.
Biggar again. Evans. Good hit from Armand.
Still advantage, eh?
Meaningful
You're under
defence.
pressure.
King, who made that excellent burst just a few moments ago.
Yeah.
Back we come. We look like we got another man down. Jack Yandel in some pain.
And don't forget at half-time, we've got the Heineken Crossbar Challenge.
It's been high octane
And the winning numbers are
so far.
54582
Lots of excitement, lots of space, and some big hits piling in as well.
Lots of injuries as well, isn't it? This Parlins are going right on the net there.
Escorted onto the pitch by the Heineken Crossbar Challenge crew.
I think he might have hit his own man. It's the head clash with Yandel, isn't it?
It's right on Jeff Parlin's temple.
And, Jeff, as we know, has had issues with concussion. Had a long spell out last season. It's Ollie Atkins who's readying himself, signed from Edinburgh in the summer. So plenty of claret.
Boss player. Boss player.
He might be off for the very least for maybe some stitches in that. Or a plaster.
Boss player.
Yandel off as well.
Head full of hair is overrated, isn't it? You know, the guy with no hair is coming, no stitches, and Parlin. Quite a few in now, and that's a deep old gash.
Well, it's what you might call friendly fire, the pair of them taking each other out, but that is very disappointing for Rob Baxter and for Exeter. Perhaps they'll be back soon enough once the head injury assessments have taken place, but you do wonder. In the meantime, Ollie Atkins is on in the orange headgear, so you've got a very callow lock pairing there in Hill and Atkins, and Elvis Tayoni is on at hooker as well.
Sort of limits your options here from this scrum. Leonard's left-footed, so you can't box kick out of it. Difficult to gain ground, but the Ospreys scrum's been going well. If they get a right shoulder, not this time.
Dug out by Leonard from King's feet. Little burst again from Davis. Biggar. keen to start playing some rugby up the other end. Again, the wind not assisting the Ospreys.
I was just going to say, he's absolutely wellied that big and it's gone nowhere.
Armand, Steenson, Campagnaro. Nice little shimmy, but again, it's gone forwards in contact. And some aggressive defending paying off for the visitors.
It's a nightmare for a back that. You make half a break, you get ready to offload, and the Moldovan hits you from behind. He's done everything right apart from C. 21 stone Eastern European weightlifter who's just about to take your head off. It's carried well so far, hasn't he, Campagnaro?
Quality player. And he'll be in action in the Six Nations over the coming weeks for the Azzurri. Waldron with 9 carries already. We're learning, by the way, that that Jack Yendel's absence is for a head injury assessment, Parling solely for the blood.
Bye. Sit.
Right, Jeff Parling will not be coming back, we're hearing. Leonard, little chip and chase. Dolman, very calm. Very organised. Interesting to hear Brian O'Driscoll on Phil Dolman. He really rates him. And when he played against him, found it a very, very difficult day at the office, perhaps unexpectedly so.
I just think he's one of those players, again, they play. He was at Newport, the Dragons a while back, you know, and didn't quite get a look in there.
Never had a sniff of the Welsh position, has he? Bigger for Davis. King scooping it onwards to Underhill and Walker. Via the boot of Matavesi. Kept in field somehow, and Waldron gives it a good old thump. And he's done remarkably well. With no angle to work with at all, Thomas the Tank is just showing off.
He's trying not to smile.
He's
trying
loving
to just hit it.
He's loving that, isn't he?
I knew exactly what I was doing there. Right off the shin, 40 yards. He's loving his rugby in Exeter, isn't he? Absolutely loving it.
We'll have a word with the Ospreys assistant coach, Griff Rees, very shortly, but we'll just see how this plays out from the line out. And then Wyn Jones taking the contact. Leonard scanning. And clearing again into this stiff breeze. And it's very nearly brilliantly taken by Bigger. It was very unfortunate from the fly half's perspective. So let's bring in Griff Rees. Griff, thanks very much for talking to us. What are your initial thoughts as we bear down on half-time? It's been very open. There's been quite a lot of spaces, rather too many for your liking, I'm guessing.
Yeah, definitely. Our kicking game has perhaps been erratic at times. We're trying to navigate the conditions, and obviously the middle third and territorially they've got on top and got a bit of momentum. But you know, in terms of the elements and where we are, I think as long as we settle to half-time, we'd be pretty confident going the second half. Yeah,
you mentioned the elements. We've been discussing the wind. How many points do you think this wind is worth?
I don't know, it depends how you use the ball, and to be fair, when Exeter keep the ball, they're very dangerous with or without the wind. So in terms of us, I think we've got to win the field and try and win some possession further up the field as well, into how we can pressure their back three. But we've got to have far better usage when we have the ball. One line break we didn't convert.
And you've lost Hanno Dirksen and Lloyd Ashley, of course, as well. How significant are they?
Yeah, a little bit of disruption, especially with Hanno. We wanted high ball carry numbers off him, especially in the 22. He's picked up one, which has been pleasing to see. And Lloyd gives a fair bit of grunt, but Rory may well aid the set-piece game as well.
Thanks for your time, Griff.
Pleasure, thank you.
A little knock-on there at the base from Dave Lewis. Has given the Ospreys a shot at it with just a couple of minutes to play in this opening 40.
You mentioned the grunt there. I think they're missing Lloyd Ashley in the scrum. I think he's offered them a lot of power.
Don't try to press.
Up behind Paul James and On the opposition ball, they're not too bad, Ospreys, but when it's on their own ball and the pressure comes on the hooker, they're really struggling.
Jack Yendel's back. Assessed and cleared. So the skipper restored to the front row. Just to recap, Ollie Atkins on for keeps now in the absence of Jeff Parling.
Boxes has missed a penalty as well to take Bordeaux ahead. So still 14 all out in Clermont.
Use it now.
Good nudge here from the Welshman. Bigger, threatening the gain line himself this time.
Stay.
Leonard wants it quickly. Nice hands from Alan Wynne-Jones. Spilt by Underhill in the contact. Campagnaro making the hit. And Exeter securing the ball off the back of it. So a little bit of calm from the Chiefs here as Lewis is put under a little bit of pressure by the ref. Sam Davis. Lovely runner to go with his ability from the kicking tee and indeed out of hand. Really balanced runner, Sam Davis. Big future ahead of him. Stray boots taken in by Tipperick. He uses footwork to buy himself a metre or two. Leonard again sends it high. Dolman likes the look of this broken field in front of him, and the tackle's made by King. Steenson. Well anticipated by Davis. A little bit more distance on that one, perhaps by dint of keeping it a little bit lower. Leonard again on the run. Great to have an All Black to call upon when you lose Rhys Webb, isn't it?
Yeah, he's taken a while to settle in, but he's been the last couple of weeks. Found his form, Brendan Leonard.
Forwards it goes.
It's very clear.
Yeah, good play from the 9. On the away side, and the same's happened over in Clermont. Baptiste has put Bordeaux ahead at half-time, 17-14.
Good job you're not a cricket commentator, isn't it, Austin? So that's the end of the first half here at Sandy Park. We've had a lot of thrills and spills. We've had 3 tries, 2 of them from the Chiefs through Horseman and Waldrum. Dirksen for the Ospreys. 1 or 2 injuries to take into account as well at the break, with Henry Slade here on BT Sport to talk us through everything at half-time. It's Exeter 14, Ospreys 7.
Wide open. Any of the 4 teams currently playing could make the quarter-finals. A huge second 40 awaits. But while we enjoy what's ahead of us imminently, let's get you excited about something coming your way on Thursday at 7:30 on BT Sport. Rugby Tonight Extra for your viewing pleasure. Looking ahead to the Aviva Premiership as that kicks off again next weekend, of course. But now it's over to the second half, and it's going to be massive. Marty Williams, Austin Healy, and Nasser Kim, back over to you.
40 minutes to decide Pool 2, the pool that just keeps on giving. As you mentioned, Sarah, any one of the 4 can still qualify for the quarterfinals, and Bordeaux's exploits in Clermont really stirring things up, keeping the Chiefs in the hunt as well. Bonus point win here for Exeter, denying the Ospreys a bonus point, and a Bordeaux win over Clermont denying them anything more than 1 point means that Exeter are through. Hope you're following that. It's clear as mud. But it should mean that both of these sides are going to go hell for leather in the next 40 minutes, Martin Williams.
Well, one thing make things a lot easier if just the Ospreys win, because then they are through. So I think the destiny's still in the Ospreys, you know, in their own hands.
Very much so.
I think to go in within just 1 score, very much still in this game.
And with the wind in this second period, Steve Tandy's men, as Leonard feeds it away for Underhill. Bigger, Spratt, Davis, Tipperick. Bigger. Flat pass for Baldwin. Coming through the middle. And a bit of muscular work from Dimitri Arhip. Bigger again for Matavesi. Davis slipping through the hole and offering the ball up to whoever was there. And a little dig through. It's just not quite measured with the necessary precision.
Yeah, strange passage of play there from the Ospreys. Playing a lot of rugby around the 10-metre line, not really going anywhere. Just thought maybe Bigger would have stepped back into the pocket and found the corner flags, pushed Exeter back. He tries it in the end, just gets a little bit too much on it.
He's playing some brilliant rugby at the moment, isn't he? And his exploits at the World Cup took him to a different level altogether.
No, he's been truly world-class the last 18 months. Everything he's done.
Good space, no pre-engage.
I think Sam Davis looks as likely as anybody to break this game up. You know, renowned for his kicking out the hand and his goal kicking, but he is a dangerous runner as well. He's got great vision, great distribution skills.
So this is an area particularly keenly contested in that first period.
Don't find the stability before after
Chiefs at the outset seemed to have the best of it, but then the Ospreys came storming back towards the back end of the half.
Yeah, it seems to be on this side, Paul James and Alex Brown. Like Austin said, just big men. The last thing they're going to do is want to go backwards, so they will do everything in their powers. Wheel around the side, stand up.
One of the real important things when you're a decision maker is the gain line. When you're into such a strong win like this, there's the gain line. Every phase is about getting over it and getting an advantage and working your way up the field. We saw in the first half, most of the game played left-hand side of the field. You either want to eat the time up or get over that gain line.
Bigger gathers one-handed. Here comes Spratt, shadowed by Campagnaro and Witten. Underhill meeting Waldron. Matavesi runs into Atkins. Bigger. Davis. Underhill. Steenson trying to rip the ball in the tackle. Pass for Eli Walker from Thornton. Leonard. Good work from the scrum half. Real punch now from the Ospreys. Wind behind them, tails up, qualification on the line. Keeping it at close quarters at this point.
Yeah, this is what the Ospreys do so much. Once they get into the 22, they pick and go, keep it tight until Bigger. You see Bigger, he's standing behind the right, he doesn't want the ball. He'll wait until he sees he can get an overlap or mismatch. But they will just pick and go.
Just changing to the left-hand side, Bigger, and then looking for the kick off the outside edge of the boots. The penalty awarded.
Yeah, he knew he had a freebie. Kicked to nothing there.
Yeah, that's all come from the big boys up front. They've won the ball against the head. Fantastic scrum.
He's a physical 9, Leonard, isn't he?
Yeah.
Doesn't mind mixing it with the forwards. Gets involved. Like you said, Thomas Waldron just diving over the wrong side, not quite rolling away in time to get the freebie, but ultimately get the 3 points.
.20 points against Exeter on that rainy night in November for Dan Bigger. And 5 to his gun this afternoon, I should say. Ospreys back within 4 points of any kind. pocketed with a degree of glee at this stage for the Welsh region. Got to take every available opportunity. Bigger. Snared by Witten, who was up very quick. Really good chase from the Northern Irishman. And Exeter making life very difficult for the Ospreys on the ground, seemingly too.
It's a brilliant kick-off from Witten, wasn't it? Into the wind, just held up. Allowed Witten to get man and ball on Bigger.
Davis. And there you see the discrepancy in distance from try line beyond halfway. But here is Thomas the Tank Engine. Campagnaro, an altogether different kind of runner. Horseman inside the 22. Quick ball for the Chiefs. Yendel, Steenson, Johnny Hill, Armand, Hepburn on the wide outside. Lewis gathers, and defensively Underhill has produced the goods. Lightning quick. I was just having a little double take there, just to question whether he might have strayed on the wrong side of the offside line, but he's done the job.
Yeah, Underhill picked out the ball carry really early, didn't he? Steps out the line. It's Brown very hard.
I think the fact that Dave Lewis has taken a couple of steps before he's passed the ball just makes it look as if Underhill is offside, but he's not. The ball was in Dave Lewis's hands, and he has led the way, in fairness to Sam Underhill today, physicality-wise in defence for the Ospreys.
He's going to be the subject of a fairly significant tug of war, you suspect, over the coming months, possibly years, at university in Cardiff. An Englishman qualified for Scotland through his grandparents, the USA by birth.
Okay.
Phil Dolman. That's good from Bigger. Inch perfect. Short. Taking it quickly. There's only Waldrum there. The 1-2. Waldrum is short and he's away. And Waldrum does not look happy. Down on this near side. He's got to his feet.
Linesman's flag was straight out then. Thanks for a late hit on Waldron.
Yeah, it is late. There's no doubt about it. The question is, does he wrap the arm?
Yes, a yellow card all day long.
Scott Baldwin is off to the bin.
Just can't do that nowadays, can you? You know, you used to be able to get away with something like that, but now you're going to get picked out all day.
Infuriating as well for the coaching staff and, in fact, everyone involved with the Ospreys, because it's exactly what you need is pressure down in that area. You don't want to let that Exeter out. You don't want to let them off with any opportunities to clear their line. You just squeeze the life out of them. Talking about having the life squeezed out of them. This year's favourites look like they could be going out. I told you Clermont were going to lose at home.
Keep the light.
There's been another penalty there. Baptiste Saron has given Bordeaux the lead. 20 points to 14.
What a turn-up. If they can cling on there, what a turn-up. This pool very much still in the balance, and I wonder how pivotal the Baldwin yellow might prove for the Ospreys in this 10-minute spell now. Exeter must try and capitalise. Lewis breaks away. A little fumble on the ground.
30.
Steenson did his best. I think that look tells quite a story. So Sam Parry's going to have to come on for the scrummage.
15 white.
Who's going to be the man to
Where's the 15?
make way? Dan Evans
15
is apparently the one who's been singled out.
It's interesting in the morning game. It used to be a given that one of your flankers would be pulled off if front row man goes down, but a lot of sides now are pulling it back off. make sure you got your full complement in the pack, and obviously a hooker, such a specialised position, you've got to get a hooker on there.
So reshaped front row for the Ospreys with Sam Parry sandwiched between James and our hip. A rather messy result.
The last scrum was definitely the Ospreys on top. They won it against the head against Exeter.
Yeah. Take more space. Yeah, okay. Same again, Mike, same again. Yeah. A good space after buying.
30 minutes to go in this group, Ali, and one of 4 sides can go through. Incredible.
I hope Sarah's got her abacus.
I hope it's not Bordeaux, because she really struggles to say that.
She doesn't struggle with it, she just gives it a little Welsh flourish. Leonard, bigger, Matavesi on the crash ball. Alan Wynne-Jones still at the heart of everything, quite naturally. Bigger. Our hip has lost it. And Steenson whips it away. Dolman double tackled. Steenson. Little nudge through. Big chase on here from Short. It's going to fall for it beautifully. Short is away. And he's shaking off the defenders. And he's powering his way in. James Short. That is a little bit special. Exeter steaming their way in front here at Sandy Park.
Austin picked him out earlier, didn't he? Might be not the best predicting scores, but that was class, absolute class. I think great vision from Steenson in the first place. He wanted to get it out wide, but he couldn't get it to the numbers were there, the bodies were there from the Ospreys. In and out to Sam Davis. He'll be very disappointed with that effort, one-on-one. For a great finish from James Short.
All stems from your hooker going to the sin bin. You lose a winger, Dan Evans. You've got no one in the backfield. Someone with pace can break through. Terrible attempt tackle, good footwork. This guy has been getting better and better and better all season. Strong, elusive, quick, and he's a finisher. Exactly what you want in an international class winger.
He is rapid, isn't he? Because Steenson, from the minute he left Steenson's boot, you know, he's up here just in Tipperick and shift. Just left him for dead with a little over 10-15 metres, a great finish.
Well, try number 3 for the Chiefs.
You picked it out. You said you lose your hooker. Normally, you would lose one of your back rows and maybe put someone on the scrum. And the hardest position to defend on the field is out wide, because that's where you're most isolated.
So not quite the full complement this time around, but James Short profiting from a beautiful little kick through. Sam Davis won't want to be.
No, you've got to make those tackles
again, will he, too much. Short with his 6th try of the season. Jarvis is on at tight head for our hit for the Ospreys. Campagnaro. Chiefs still with the man advantage for a further 5 minutes. Lewis. There's Davis. Tipperick. Amazing, isn't it, how the game has this habit of biting you on the backside. So brilliant last week, Sam Davis, and then one rather costly error here. Matavesi chancing his arm, and Dolman has read it nicely. That looks a little bit high. The advantage is with the Chiefs here for the knock forward rather than the high tackle. Horseman to Steenson. Campagnaro. Again a little high. Taken on by Armand. Jerome Garces isn't overly fussed, and the ball punched out of Armand's hands. It's a tricky one for Steenson. Not a whole lot he could do with that.
No.
Look at this from Tipperick.
It's clever from Tipperick.
It's a knock on though, isn't it?
That's gone back towards his own.
Oh, we went
goal
back,
line.
did
Yeah,
it?
went backwards, yeah, so...
Sorry, I was watching something that's going on in Clermont.
Bordeaux.
It's quite interesting. This group just doesn't give up. There's been a try in Clermont. I'll tell you about it in a minute.
Oh, you tease.
Oh, I know.
18 white.
Chiefs, meanwhile, protecting their line with some care.
5 white.
And Waldrum shielding the ball for Dave Lewis here. Taken, no, not taken quickly by
Tipperick's playing on the right wing, I think, at the minute.
Yeah, it looks that way. Bring you up to date very shortly from Clermont.
No worries, I blew my whistle. Number white. Number.
Bit of a cliche, I know, but the Ospreys have got to score next. You know, they're already 2 scores down. Got to try and come away with something here.
Thornton with the line-out ball. Tipperick. Leonard. Parry. Horseman makes the tackle. Bigger. Spratt. Well handled by Whittam. Good defensive line speed here from the Chiefs, but now a decent surge forwards. Jarvis. King. Trying to target Ollie Atkins, who's equal to the task for now. And Wyn Jones met on the gain line by Alec Hepburn. Real commitment. Jarvis again. And the penalty is Exeter's.
He's on his feet.
And they know how significant that might prove. Tackle after tackle after tackle. And it's the Ospreys who infringe.
Yeah, it's a huge defensive set for Exeter. Made the one-up tackles. Ospreys struggling to get over the gain line. I think it's Rory Thornton in the end who's come from the side to clean out Jack Yendall.
It's nearly your turn. It's nearly your turn.
I'm nearly ready, Ali, I'm nearly ready.
Okay.
Ball's in touch eventually.
Off you go.
And Clermont, well, they're back in the lead. A try from their captain, Damien Shuley. Carries over, secures the try. Parra kicks the conversion. And Bordeaux are down to 14 men.
Oh, yellow or red?
Kepu, yellow card.
So that's 3 tries for Clermont.
3 for Clermont, 2 for Bordeaux.
So Clermont back on top with 18 points. Ospreys for the moment without any points at all. Out of losing bonus point territory, but they know still that a win, if they can conjure it in the next 23 minutes, and they will be through.
16 wide from the gate.
Yeah, that was great work from Sam in the hill again. He's gone low. Brought Horseman down early, and Sam Parry's got straight over the ball to win the penalty. I think Bigger wants to go for the post here. Yeah,
he's going to have a crack at that from 50 metres. With the wind, I don't
so,
think distance will be the problem.
Yeah, I think as well, you got 30 seconds left for the sin bin. If you have a look at it here, he has a great tackle from Underhill. Gets Horseman down early, which is so important for it. Allows the man coming in to contest to get over the ball. Great work, Sam Parry.
Baldwin limbering up, so too Ben Moon for the Exeter Chiefs, but this 52 metres out. He has got a stiff breeze behind him. Not quite. Just seemed to drift away to the left quite late. But it has at least eaten up the clock. And so the Ospreys restored to 15. It's just dropped underneath the crossbar. Fine margins. Alec Hepburn's off, replaced by Ben Moon on the loose head for Exeter. Scott Baldwin back in harness in the front row for the Ospreys. King underneath it, good challenge from Woodburn, and it's driven on now by Hill. Waldron, Yendall. Steenson driven back hard. Lewis, Armand, good offloading. Waldron. Whitten, hard and straight, and into Leonard. Well, a good attempt over the ball from Nicky Smith, who's onto the field.
No, you know it.
Hill. Smith with the tackle. Steenson. Campagnaro. Good work from Matavesi in defence. Looks like he might have taken a bang to the head in the meantime. Yendall. Moon. Whitten. Alex Brown. Horseman.
Dave Lewis starting to get really tired now, struggling to get to the rucks. Fatigue's kicking in. Watch the passes an extra couple of steps, which just allows guys to get over the ball a bit quicker and get the turnover.
The Ospreys have done just that. And Bigger whips it along the line quickly. Matavesi trying to use his muscle power, shaking off the attentions of Dolman, and then it takes Waldron to stop him. Big boy, Josh Matavesi.
Advantage wide. Advantage. He said we're going to play along advantage. We play on the scrum out.
You mentioned the situation at 9 for Exeter. Austin, Hayden Thomas about to inject a new pair of legs, a little bit of life.
Good to know Rob Baxter listens to my commentary and made a substitute accordingly. No, he's had a good stint, Lewis. It's been a fast game. He's got the tempo up. Exeter played a lot of rugby, gone through a lot of phases, made quite a few breaks as well. So big impact from him.
And that's the end of Sam Underhill's day as well. Dan Baker on in his place. And another fine shift.
I wish I was in that shape when I was 19 years old.
But he's in good care. He's in good care with Steve Townley at the Ospreys, and of course Richard Hill, the former England World Cup winner. Is casting an eye over his future as well.
Yeah. He does look like he's an international. Which one we'll wait and see, but quality player Sam Underhill.
So the Ospreys working their way up towards the business area. That's Owen Watkin. Excuse me, Max Bodilli, who starred last week for the Chiefs in Bordeaux. Kelly Campagnaro has been the man to make way, but this is an important moment for Ospreys, you feel, into the final quarter, threatening the 22. First side of Dan Baker. Thornton. Bigger. Matavesi. Trying to bulldoze away through the middle. Baldwin Sutherland. Probably felt that a little bit, I would suggest. Walker. Chiefs defence proving hard to pierce just at this moment. Alan Wynne-Jones drives into Woodburn. Really hammering away on this short side here. Baker. Meaningful hit from Armand. Ospreys driven backwards, and again the tackles fly in. Spratt's caught man and ball. 13th phase of possession from the Welsh region. Sam Davis, a lot of the local fans here thought that might have been forwards. Awful lot of huff and puff, and they've gone
back over 20 metres. Great defence from Exeter.
Woodburn, he's seen a little bit of space in there. Leonard has it covered. Woodburn makes the tackle though. Good chasing. Baldwin. And the Chiefs managed to find enough of his body to hit the touchline. Whether that was his head on the whitewash, he's not very happy about it. The decision's been made. Austin.
Yeah, news from Clement, there's been a bonus point try. Denizaski scores it, better known to his friends as Paul. They go over, 4th try, and as it stands, that would mean that Clement are definitely through. And everybody in Northampton now supporting the Ospreys, because they need them to win if the Saints are to go through as well.
Waldron. Releasing Dolman in acres of space. And guess who's on the outside? Short, pinning his ears back and driving over for number 2. A different sort of score for James Short, no less significant. That's the bonus point for Exeter. Loving his rugby once again down here in the southwest. Waldron with the initial adventure, Dolman on a little excursion, and then Short, who had, again, plenty to do, and Bigger couldn't stop him.
All made by the line at Dolman. Nice pass from Waldron, but the way he steps back in, Dolman, means he stands up the defence, giving Short the one-on-one on the outside. He puts the pedal down and has the strength to get there. Made by a really clever line from Dolman, stepping back against the grain, stopping the drift defence, giving the space on the outside.
Really cute, clever little block from Harry Williams as well on Matavesi, just allowing Dolman to get on the outside with a really narrow kick chase defence from the Ospreys. They'll be desperately disappointed. It's far too easy for Exeter.
Well, it's on a horrible angle, but somehow he's landed it, and with it you sense Ospreys' hopes fading fast. 16 points the difference now, and 14 minutes left to play. There's going to have to be something pretty remarkable for Steve Tandy's men to come out alive now.
Yeah, I think, you know, desperately disappointed from the Ospreys from the off, really. They got themselves back into the game at 14-10. The Exeter have really gone up the gear in the last 10-15 minutes. And fully deserve the lead.
Whitten driving hard into the defence once more. Come up with 2 tries against the wind. Admittedly with Ospreys down a man for the first one. Baldwin off the field. And still they come. Max Bodilli, latest off the production line of backline talent down here. Thomas. Blast from Atkins. Tackle coming in here from Baldwin. Was he offside? It looks that way. Advantage with the Chiefs being played. Knock on. Rubber through from Stevenson. Gathered quickly. Tom Haberfield onto the field now at the scrum half for the Ospreys, and it's Tipperick. Haberfield, oh dear, got in a tangle with all the legs at the base. Nicky Smith, I think it was, who obstructed the pass away.
Just really struggled this afternoon with an attacking game, the Ospreys, to get over the gain line, to create any chances really, apart from the Hanno Dirksen try early on. Exeter really been in charge of defence.
Trying to work it wide, and Davis one-on-one with Dolman.
Well, for once they actually get to the outside. Clever idea, just the execution hasn't quite worked.
10.
Like you said, the line speed of Exeter, the tightness, collective spirit is what's held the Ospreys out. You thought when they turned round with a 7-point lead at half-time, it might not have been enough. They pulled together. They're not out of this group yet. If Bordeaux can pull something miraculous off over there in Clermont, but they've really set their stall out for the Aviva Premiership, where they are serious contenders this season.
Seem to have the complete game on, don't they? You know, they don't mind going tight. We've seen how many driving lineouts they've scored, but they can put width on the ball. Just a really impressive unit, really well-coached team as well.
Absolutely, and what's going to help them is they're going to get some of their star names back at the business end. Ewers, Henry Slade. You know, these guys come back in, it gives you a real boost towards the end of the season when the team get a bit fatigued.
Will Hooley onto the field for Gareth Steenson, joined from the Saints in the summer. Sam Parry on permanently now for Baldwin at hooker for the Ospreys, as Waldrum has another blast. And Exeter just controlling the game here, controlling possession, if not territory. Just shutting the Ospreys down, giving them no sniff at all. Witten, Woodburn. I think something's happened in Clermont, which we need to tell you about fairly shortly. Austin's got a big smile on his face. Hayden Thomas keeps it alive. And Dolman carries onwards. Good contest on the ground, won by the Ospreys. Quick handling. Baker. Wrestled to the ground by Bodilli. Stolen, but illegally. Now then.
Very different midfield. You are
10 minutes to play.
Yeah, need to get this ball quickly back on the park. Dan Bigger, no doubt, try and put this as close to the 5-metre line as he can.
And he's done just that. Austin, what's going on?
Well, Exeter are right back in it because Bordeaux have scored. Paul Riva under the posts. They're within 1 point now. This could go any way.
Is that 4 tries for Bordeaux as well?
That's 3 tries for Bordeaux.
3 for Bordeaux. So Clermont, by dint of that 1-point advantage at home to Bordeaux, still on top, still heading to the quarterfinals. Exeter and the Ospreys both on 16 points. Last 10 minutes here, and we still don't know what's going to be happening. Excellent work from the Ospreys pack. This is looking very promising.
Penalty try.
And it's a penalty try.
Clearly from the side.
Jerome Garces not at all happy with the way Exeter were defending that maul, and he's gone straight under the sticks. Yet another twist.
Yeah, a twist, because a losing bonus point for the Ospreys could well factor in as well. Am I right, Oz? You're the mathematician amongst this.
It could factor in. My degree in maths was quite easy to get compared to working out what's happening in this group. But yeah, if they come away with try bonus point and losing bonus point, then they're right back in contention, and it becomes a 3-way head-to-head
From the side and collapse.
between whoever's on 16 points. And at the minute, that's pretty much all of them.
Well,
a losing bonus point would take the Ospreys to 17 points and would give them the group, provided Clermont don't win.
It's all back on.
Are they roughly on time with us? Are they at around the 71, 72 minute mark?
They're 24 seconds behind us, Ali.
Right, okay, good. Just so that we know we're synchronised. Eli Walker carving through the middle. The Ospreys needing something a little bit special now, but they've given themselves hope with that penalty try. Matavesi releasing Jarvis, picked up again by Matavesi, gets the offload away. Davis is there. Has that gone forwards as he landed? Yes.
This is incredible. This is exactly what the Ospreys have done throughout the group. Away from home, they seem to be dead and buried. And in the last 10 minutes, they've found something. Shackles have come off. As if there's nothing to lose. They start finding the gaps. They start getting the offloads.
Great pickup.
Great pickup from Ospreys. Sam Davis just can't hold on to it.
There's the information going on here to the Ospreys. Clermont are down to 14 men. They've lost Julian Bardi. Is that information going on that tells them you only need a penalty from Bordeaux, and Bordeaux are on the attack? We need 3 points. We need 3 points, and we go through as group winners.
So just a losing bonus point without the
Just a losing bonus point would take them through if Bordeaux can kick a penalty in the remaining 7 minutes.
9-point deficit at the moment. It might well all come down to that man, Dan Biggar, but they've got the characters in this squad, the Alan Wynne-Joneses, the Justin Tippericks, the Dan Biggers. They've got those characters to see them through these awkward moments.
They're a stubborn bunch. They'll keep going right till the end.
Use it now, eh?
Not much to choose between the two on the scrum front. Here's Short again, who's really enjoying his afternoon. 2 tries already. Waldrum similarly, finding the spaces, getting it away to Thomas. Brilliant offloading. Horseman is there. 1 or 2 lungs beginning to feel it at this stage, you feel. 7 metres out. Pressure on the Welshman all over again. Armand carries hard. Austin's hopping up and down. Hooley shielding the ball for Thomas. Driven on hard and then stolen. Through the legs they go. The ball punched downfield by Davis.
Needed that to stay in play then, and Eli Walker was chasing. Right idea, just couldn't keep it in the field.
Tom Johnson about to enter the fray as well, by the look of things. 6 minutes left. Ospreys 9 points adrift. Austin, can you tell us what's happening?
It's going to take me longer than that to work out who's going through in 6 minutes, because there's been a try over in Clermont. Peter Saili has scored
for Bordeaux.
The lead for Bordeaux, which is their bonus point try. It's under the TMO at the minute, but I've watched it. The TMO doesn't give it, he's wrong.
17, go back.
Exeter marching the Ospreys backwards for the moment.
What?
Waldrum now minus the scrum cap. Thomas. Hooley. Some desperate defending now from those in white. They need their hands on that ball, and soon. Whitten. Waldrum. Whitten. It might fall for Walker.
White touch the ball.
It's gone forwards from the Ospreys.
Just all of a sudden the Ospreys, they found line speed in defence,
Not gone by.
putting pressure on Exeter for the first 70 minutes.
Here it is, Ali.
Come on, Oz.
Peter Saili has scored a try for Bordeaux to give them the lead. Pulls down for a dropped high ball from Morgan Parra to get to the outside. He dives over. Clermont haven't lost at that stadium since 2008.
In Europe.
In Europe, yeah.
The line is a mark.
It's incredible.
So as it stands, everybody's on 16, and Clermont would be top on points difference alone. So if the Ospreys can grab themselves a losing bonus point here in the remaining 4.5 minutes, they will qualify for the first time in 6 years. 3 seasons since we had Welsh representatives in the quarterfinals of the European Cup, but the penalty has gone to Exeter.
A really strong scrum from Exeter.
But Oscar mentioned it before, Martin. Will the Ospreys have had the message as to what they need to do here?
To be honest with you, I don't think they would have. I just think it's a case of just let them get on with the game and see how it pans out. Unless when there has been a water break, somebody's got on there, but Dan Bigger's barking instructions to Alan Wynne as they're going over to the line out, so they're not sure if the coaches know what's going on anyway to send the message on.
If they're anything like an awful lot of people, they might have just seen Clermont against Bordeaux at home and said home win, probably with bonus points.
So difficult to work out.
You just cannot second-guess this tournament. Year after year, it throws up surprises and drama in equal measure. Exeter, though, are intent on snuffing out the Ospreys challenge. Waldrom it is again on the bustle. Building up a nice head of steam here, the Chiefs. Johnson, driven down in the tackle by Walker, but they are closing in. Hayden Thomas. Hill. A try here for Exeter. Needless to say, would bury Welsh hopes. Armand, who's been absolutely brilliant this afternoon. He's been everywhere, defensively, offensively. Still they drive, still they close in. The Ospreys defending as if their lives depended upon it. Waldrom again. Not this time. Another little burst from Tayone. Why is it those last couple of meters take so long? Exeter finally have found a way over the whitewash, and the Ospreys challenge surely now is done.
The Ospreys challenge is done, but that takes Exeter to the top of the group. Exeter qualify if it remains the same in Bordeaux, I think, because Bordeaux have just kicked a penalty, denying Clermont a losing bonus point, sending Exeter through.
I don't think Sandy Park and those within it have any clue of the significance here of this score.
This man's incredible, isn't he? This close to the line, really is. Could place it fully, there wasn't two movements.
Little question mark, is there not, as to the movement from Waldrom. Thomas Waldrom's walking very confidently back. The television match official is content that the try has been scored. 31 points to 17, bonus point for the Chiefs, and as it stands, they, in an almost unbelievable twist, are heading into the quarterfinals. Hooley adds the extras. Half a minute to play. Glory awaits.
Just had a little chat with Rob Baxter and informed him that they're through if it stays like it is everywhere. It's been a fantastic performance by the Exeter players. No more so than that guy, Thomas Waldron. What a remarkable turn of events. This Champions Cup certainly doesn't disappoint, does it?
Unbelievable. How many different swings and ebbs and flows have we had in this 80 minutes alone? Quite apart from all the excitement of the pool stage itself, Exeter have this in the bag. They've got the bonus point win. The clock is red. I wonder how many of them on the field recognise the significance. Ball has been stolen by the Ospreys. Baker runs into short. Armand helps out. Ready at the last to put his body on the line. Whipped away by Haberfield. It's all a little desperate at this point.
Well, Exeter just had the opportunity to just put it off the park, and for some reason they've gone for the extra carry, has come loose.
It's just not the way they play.
No.
It's
far too
ingrained now.
straightforward.
It's in the DNA. You've got to play ball. Still, the Ospreys come. Bigger. Driven back one final time. Haberfield.
Morgan Parris just tapped and gone underneath the posts. If they don't score now.
Lovely pick up from Davis. He did so well. The penalty, the advantage is with the Ospreys here as Walker breaks away. Deep into the red here.
That's right.
Thornton. Davis.
Advantage over now.
Haberfield just probing away, hoping that a little bit of daylight will open up. Walker, one of those who might be able to break this up. Sam Davis is another. Those are the players with the kind of footwork that might find a space. A boot on the ball, and the penalty to the Ospreys.
The ball is inside the ref.
Owen Watkin, 19-year-old, off the bench and into the thick of it. 2.5 minutes into the red. And the burst from Davis. James King carries it up. Never say die spirit here from the Ospreys, though the game is surely gone. Alan Wynne-Jones doesn't know when he's beaten. Baker. James King. And the ball stolen. Elvis Tyone comes away with it. And that will be enough for the Chiefs. Or maybe not. One final turnover, then the knock-on. And that will be it. Hayden Thomas delivers the final coup de grace. Exeter, with a bonus point win over the Ospreys, have given themselves a chance at the quarter-finals of the Champions Cup. We await